"Anchor!" he yelled when they reached the right depth. The anchor, a wooden construction with a heavy rock in the middle, was dropped and the boat came to a stop. Aulay barked the names of the men he wanted to take with him. They jumped off into the sea, chest deep, and moved with their weapons unsheathed to the woman, who had come down to the beach. She froze and took a step back. An instinct in Aulay's stomach made him hurry towards her. The splashing of the water as the men ran through the surf was deafening. 10 steps away from her, Aulay saw her pretty, big eyes widen in her pale face. She took 3 more steps back, her hand jumping to her chest. And Aulay knew something was not right. She was dressed like no one he'd ever seen. The dress was too short. She had no undertunic on, no veil covering her hair. The fabric was so thin it floated on the air like a spiderweb. And the color, now that he was close to her, it looked like real leaves and branches and flowers were placed right on the fabric of her dress. This was a masterwork, such as he'd never seen in his life, and he'd been trading with the Italians and French for decades. And her shoes, by God's feet, those shoes were 3 straps of leather attached to soles, shamelessly exposing her toes to the world. She backed up the narrow path up the hill. "My lady," said Aulay, walking quickly towards her. She was ready to flee. He saw the panic in her eyes. "Did you cry for help?" he asked. "Is there anyone else here?" As his men walked onto the beach behind him, her gaze fell on their swords and axes and shields, glistening with water and the dull light of the day. She screamed, then turned and ran up the hill. But she didn't even make 3 steps before she slipped. Her foot slid out of one of her shoes, and she fell on her stomach. "She must be insane," said Colm, frowning and eyeing the woman. "But where the hell did she come from?" As she scrambled to her feet, Aulay sighed. "There is something odd about her, and if there's something odd, she's near one of us, and if she's near one of us, she might be the enemy. Mayhap she's also looking for the treasure." He watched her round behind sway in the air as she tried to put on her odd shoes and keep running, but she kept losing her balance, and her shoe refused to slide back onto her foot. "Mayhap she's a spy. We must take her back to Islay and find out." While they discussed her, she didn't get far. She kept running but slipping in her silly shoes. He walked to her in 10 long strides, his wet clothes stuck to his body and dripping. He sheathed his sword, bent down, picked her up, and flung her over his shoulder. She was small and nicely rounded. As he walked with her on his shoulder, his men turned and made their way to the ship. Her weight was pleasant and soft on his body, but she kicked and screamed under his arm. "Let me go! Let me go!" He needed to steady her, so he put his hand on her round arse as he walked through the water and jumped over the waves that crashed onto the beach. And something within him squeezed at the thought that even if she wasn't an enemy, he was curious about her, and he liked the idea of her being in his castle on Islay.